The room fills with a flash of blinding light. You blink and the goat is gone, leaving only a goat-shaped hole in the world. Oh. Hey everyone and welcome. I am SailorDrew. Let's hang out and play some Wytchwood. So our final soul is the hogs in the market. There's someone who's asking for alms for the poor, which I never noticed before. So let's stop by and talk to them because chances are they have something to do with this questline. Clinging to a raggedy shawl, the old panhandler holds a tin cup with trembling hands. Alms for the poor? A little coin can go a long way. You bow your head respectfully to the aged fellow, dropping in a coin into his cup. From under his ratty hood, the man gleams a silver-toothed grin at you. Thank you, kind miss. A penny for your thoughts, old-timer. I'm afraid my thoughts are a little muddy as of late. Can't seem to recall what day it is or when the last time I ate was. Last I remember, I was working at the old hog farm with the other unfortunates. Not quite sure how I ended up back here on the streets. I've had more than a few memories abandon me as well. Say, I must have left a few of my things back behind at the farm. Misplaced my boot, and, well, I can't remember what else. I don't suppose you'd do me the kindness of taking a look around the place for me. I'm not as spry as I used to be. At the hog farm, you say? I guess it wouldn't hurt to take a peek. Maybe they have a lost and found. Bless your heart. I do remember that you'll need permission to get through the gates. Those hog sisters run a tight ship. You'll have to go talk to the big hog who runs the butcher shop here in the market. She'll set you up with a work slip. Interesting. Okay. So in the market, oh, it's probably right here, the one with the pig on it. Oh, ew, gross. Hello? Big pig, chopping through a hock of meat with a gigantic cleaver. Ew. The surly-looking swine merely grunts at you when you approach. Excuse me, I heard that you were the one to talk about getting a work slip? That what you heard? Well, you heard wrong. We got enough good-for-nothing workers. Now buzz off! You glance at the halo of flies buzzing around at the pig's scalp. Listen, there may be some way to get a slip. Well, I am running low on ingredients to make the summer sausage, and none of these nincompoops can hold two thoughts in their heads. Tell you what, you give me the things I need and I'll give you your precious work slip. Roast beast. Okay, so eggs. We've got the eggs. You push the basket of eggs towards the hog. She holds each one up to a candle flame and oinks in apparent satisfaction. Skipper scales. We've got your fishy catch still flops about, gasping for water, but the hog puts a stop to that with her hefty cleaver. And the roast beast I have to make really quick, so where, there it is. Okay, yeah, it looks like we've got every, wow, I've got like 111 pieces of meat. Like all the like murdering of teeny creatures I've been doing. You plop the sweet-smelling hawk down onto a relatively clean section of countertop. The pig grunts in acknowledgement. Head up to the market and go northeast and give this to my sis at the gate. The smell of hot dung ought to guide you to that spot. I can hardly contain myself. Well, go contain yourself at the hog farm before I lose my temper. She slaps a work slip down on the table. Okay. Ew, yeah, it is super gross in here, I gotta admit. So, oh geez, bones, a sephoric morsel, rodent line, and rat tail. Oh geez. Aha. Whoa there, no one gets into our hog farm without a work slip. And if you want to work for us, you gotta fit the demographic. And what demographic is that? The kind that don't ask so many stupid questions. Now you got a work slip or not? Yep, that we do. You hand over the slip of paper and the hog squints at it with her piggy little eyes. Huh. You don't look like you can lift a wheelbarrow, let alone last a good day's work. You're nothing but skin and bones. I've got the work slip, don't I? So let me in. Fine, fine. It's no begging off my back if you find yourself face down in mud after your old heart gives out. Goodness. Okay, so pigs loves filth, doesn't care who knows it. Ooh, that's a big gassy pig. This bloated swine stinks even more than the others. Oh, what is that? A small pig? The youngest and smallest of the three pigs, though does not like either being pointed out. Huh. Squabbling workers. Okay, so let me make some tablets for this pig really quick. So I think, yeah, I've got everything that I need. And let's see what happens. Not the pickiest eater, the sick swine eagerly gobbles up the anti-acid you offer it. You hear a bubbling sound coming from the pig's stomach and decide it's best to avert your eyes from the horrors of the natural process. When you look back, the pig has fallen asleep in the mud, looking much happier with its state of being. You turn your attention to the aftermath and gawk at the obvious cause of the beast's indigestion. A large bone? Oh, geez. Stop slacking! Hey guys, how's it going? This gaggle of workers appears to be squabbling over something. Hand it over! I saw it first! Fat chance you've already got those good leg wraps while I'm still going barefoot. Give it here! You see the object of their contention, a dirty old boot. Ah! What must my friend's forgotten piece of, that must be my friend's forgotten piece of footwear. The workers ignore you and continue fighting over their pathetic prize. Okay, so elf shoes and growth potion. Of course, because we gotta, like, grow the shoes to, like, their actual size. Okay, so it looks like I could, like, maybe trowel something up here, or... The slop trough is overflowing with filth, like something is clogging the drainage hole. A thorough cleaning should dislodge the obstacle. Okay. Purification water. Can we make that really quick? Purification. You flush out the disgusting container, eventually getting to the root of the drainage problem. Oh, a tooth? That's odd. I doubt any of the pigs around here have had much dental work done. Ooh, this place is freaking me out a little bit. It's a bit too Sweeney Todd for me, if you know what I mean. Okay, so we got the shoes. You put down the minuscule slippers. These won't be big enough for anybody. And growth potion. You pop the cork on the growth potion. You sprinkle a couple of carefully measured drops of the growth potion onto the tiny shoes. They make a sound like popcorn and burst into a size much more accommodating to human feet. The bickering workers look over at the source of the noise and their eyes go wide. Hey, look! Are those new shoes? Dropping the old boot in the mud, they rush over to try on the new footwear. Check it out! They got jangly bells on the toes! You sort through the collection of objects you've accrued: a silver tooth, a human bone, and a chewed boot. I'm not sure what happened in this horrible place, but I've got a suspicion that old beggar may have lost more than just his memories here. I better go see him. He'll be missing his boot at the very least. Right? Like, there's definitely something super fishy going on here. It's a bit disconcerting to be sure, because like all of these villains in this last batch of Soul Collection are definitely way more villainous than the other ones, I think. Like, you've returned. Did you have any luck finding my what was it I lost again? He placed the collected remains in front of the man. Do any of these look familiar to you? Oh, that's my favorite boot. I was wondering where that got off to. What are these? The man runs his fingers over the bone and silver tooth with creeping realization crossing his face. His skin begins to take on an ephemeral pallor. Yeah. Am I dead? It would certainly appear that way. Don't feel too bad. These sort of things have a way of sneaking up on us. But I remember now. I was at the hog farm, but I was too old, too weak to work. The sisters, they said I was useless. They threw me in the feed trough. And then, all those hungry pigs. Oh no. How could they do this to me? All my life, I was starving. I had to beg for table scraps. And then they fed me to the pigs? I'm very sorry things ended this way. We ought to hold a feast to honor your life properly. A feast? I never had a feast. Where would we get the food and who would come? Everyone I know is slaving away for those horrible sows. You cast a glance at the nearby communal cooking pit. I think I have a solution to both of those problems. Don't you worry. I'll make sure you have a meal to remember. Dang, I mean, I kind of figured just a little bit, but at the same time, I did not anticipate that was the outcome. It's it's literally right here. That's hilarious. This pit has seen its fair share of community cookouts. Though it isn't in the best shape, it will be enough for what you have in mind. Now then, what should be on the menu? You clap your hands together hungrily. I think pork would be most appropriate. I mean, yeah. First, I'll have to fashion the proper container. A feast need not be flesh and blood if the spirit is hungry. Porcine effigy. So, let's see what we need for this. Okay, so I've got dough. Oh, I need to make a lot more of these. So I think I've been collecting reeds as I kind of go along. I, surprisingly enough, have been running out of reeds lately. Okay, so we need one of these to make one of these. And then porcine effigy, here we go. Okay, so what, do I need to put it in my inventory or just like, yeah, okay, there we go. We set the tiny false creature among the ashes of the cooking pit. It wriggles and squeals with impotent hunger. Impotent? That's not... I don't know what that word was. Now to fatten up this little piggy. I'll start with the smallest pig sister, but I'll need to collect something special to bind her spirit. Small pigs switch. Alright. I'm going to enjoy this. Oh. Like how her profile is like low down too. You can hear the runty swine squealing even before you see her. Holding her crop high, she busies herself administering a cluster of poor workers. I gotta feed your useless rumps to the meat grinder, you filthy mongrels. Do we pay you to work or to sleep? They recoil from their taskmaster's lashes. You don't pay us at all. Say there, you seem to have gotten an awful lot of use from that grotty old switch. What would you say to a trade? What? A trade? I've had this whipper ever since I was a wee suckling. No way, no how am I giving up my precious little flog. Every pig has her price. Lashmaster 2000. Okay. Rat tails. The skeeter suits, and then pumpkin jack. Bones. Okay, Lashmaster 2000. Is that a Lashmaster 2000? With the extra stinging barbs and a rawhide non-slip grip? The one and only. I thought you were doing such an excellent job keeping these poor, exploited souls under your hoof that you deserved a reward. She snatches the whip out of your hands with glee, tossing her old straw lash in the mud without a second glance. Not even saying thank you, she scampers off to test out her newly acquired motivational tool on an unsuspecting farm workers. With any luck, she won't have much time to put it to use. So take. Okay. Return to the cooking pit. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna need like each of the objects that they have. So for this one that's up there, like her club, and then the one in the butcher shop, the cleaver. Like, I'm just assuming that there's a pattern to this that we'll take into consideration. Now to fatten up this little piggy. Yep. You feed the ratty straw whip into the mouth of the porcine effigy. Despite this thing not having any teeth, you distinctly hear the sounds of crunching as it chews up its first meal. The effigy shudders and swells in size, becoming a healthy-sized piglet made of straw. One down, two to go. For this feast to go off without a hitch, I'll need to gather something important from that swinish middle sister. Yeah, her club. So what, we're gonna make like a club master 2000 or 3000 or something? Like, but look, it's like a bigger club. Ta-da! Hey, you're the one who gave my little sister that souped up whipper, ain't you? Well, I do twice as much work as that stinking twerp. This whole beating stick has served me well these long years, but if she gets an upgrade, then why shouldn't I? Magnum browbeater. I see. Okay, so got the new stick for her, Magnum browbeater. The sow takes a few test swings with her new cudgel, making you duck for safety. Aha! Now that's more like it. Solid build, perfect balance. You won't be needing that cracked old stick anymore. I'll just take it off your hands. Huh? Sure, whatever. It's as good as firewood now. She ignores you and goes looking for pine cones or swamp animals to take a swing at. Okay. God. I hate to see what we're gonna make for the pig in the butcher shop. Like, some sort of like whirly Megadeth blade thing or something. I don't know. It's not gonna be good either way, but hopefully we get all the ingredients for it at least. Oh, never mind. I gotta actually go give this to effigy first. I'm like, dang it, I just want to do it all at once. Okay. You chop up the well-weathered cudgel into bite-sized pieces and offer them to the small effigy. It wastes no time gobbling up the bits of wood and crunching them to splinters. Satisfied with its second meal of sticks, the simulated pig rumbles and once again grows in size. This ham is almost ready for dinner. It just needs one more helping of soul food. Something special from that brutish butcher will be the last ingredient I need. Ah, her whetstone is what we need. Okay. So I'm assuming that we're gonna need like cobblestones and stuff for crafting, which I mean we've got like plenty of that stuff. Just depending. God, it's so gross in here. See the enormous swine hacking apart a haunch of meat with her cleaver. Its dull and chipped blade has clearly seen better days. She sneezes heavily before wiping a glob of snot with the back of her hand. You again? What do you want now? As your dutiful employee, I've been taking it upon myself to improve your meat business. That whetstone of yours looks like it's not doing a great job of keeping your tools sharp. She raises an eyebrow at the worn slab of grindstone sitting on the countertop. I suppose it might be time to replace the old girl. Just think of how much more brutal you could be with a brand new sharpener. Magi Sharp XL. Like, the names of them are hilarious. Alright. Oh, that's the last item. Oh my god, I never thought I'd see this day. Okay, so select, Lucky Strop. Finely made sharpening strip for honing blades. Oh, it's a good thing I have extra hats. Okay. The sow slowly grinds the blade of her cleaver across the new whetstone, sending flecks of rust flying. She plucks a hair from her own chin and tests the keenness of the edge by splitting it in half. Oh, not bad at all. Go on, take this old stone and throw it in the trash bin. Is this just an old brick? No wonder it didn't sharpen anything. Yeah, my uncle has like a sharpening, like a whetstone that he showed us once, and he was like so proud of it, but it had like the biggest divot in it, and I was like, oh, I was like, you're either supposed to put water or oil on it, not like either, not like both, like whatever whetstone you get, only do one or the other. And he was like, oh, I had no idea. I was like, yeah. So I don't know if he ever got rid of it or replaced it. This ham is almost ready for dinner and needs one more helping of soul food. Something special from that brutish butcher will be the last ingredient I need. You toss the old brick into the effigy's ravenous maw, and it cracks it to dust within moments. With its final meal of bricks, the porcine simulacrum swells to monstrous proportions, pork portions, if you will. A rattling laugh chills your blood as the old man's spirit looks upon your work. What a proper beggar's feast this is. I thank you for the kind gesture, but I still don't see how this will bring justice to those wretched swine. Just you wait. I have to fire up the barbecue first. Okay, so another cinder box. Which, those are my last fireflies, so hopefully we won't need any more. Striking a spark into the pit, you see the tinder alight. You take a step back, watching the orange flames leap high into the air. The porcine effigy blackens as you tend the fire and fuss over the coals. A succulent aroma begins to waft on the wind. The old man licks his translucent lips hungrily. I swear I could almost smell a delicious roast. Ah, if only it were real. Over the sound of crackling logs, you hear a crowd of footsteps come padding down the road towards the cooking pit. Over here! I knew I smelled something good. It's the others, my friends. You've come back. Girls! No, wait. Is that old man McGraw? Say it ain't so, old-timer. When you never showed up for the morning head count, we feared the worst. It's true. I ended up as pig food. Can you believe that? I worried you would all face the same fate as me. However did you escape the hog farm? It was the strangest thing. The swine sister started complaining about the weather being too hot, even though it's pretty chilly if you ask me. All of a sudden they bolted out into the woods, squealing all the way. Left the gate wide open and everything. Then we smelled something delightful in the breeze and couldn't resist. It's been so long since we had anything other than pig slop. Gosh, that smells so good. Is it barbecue? Where'd you get all that food? Fantastic. In the place of brick, sticks, and straw, the porcine effigy has split into a mountain of delectable sizzling meats. Ham, sausage, bacon! It all looks so delicious. What a wonder. It truly is a feast. Thank you. What did I tell you? Enjoying yourself for a little while longer and be at peace. The starving crowd happily helps themselves to the feast, cheering and laughing and praising the old ghost's name. You see something twinkle amongst the cooling coals of the cooking pit. Warm to the touch, you pick out a piece of greasy gristle from the suit. On closer inspection, it appears to be 3 separate chunks. One fat piece, one long piece, and one small piece. The souls of the pigs. Fantastic. The souls of the stag, hawk, hogs, and wolf rattle inside your pack like angry insects. That's the last of these villains. Now it's time to put an end to this wretched business with the goat. Indeed. Well, I hope that that guy gets peace, because that was just, wow. Something right out of like a horror show, right? Or thank you for this feast. Excellent. All right, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and go turn these in. So we've got all of the souls, and we're returning to the goat one last time. The goat paws the floor with a cloven hoof. You've returned. I was beginning to grow impatient. I would have thought patience to be one of your strong suits. But don't fret, I brought you the last of your souls. Delicious, are they not? You know what to do. Golden feather. Simmering sensations of the hawk wash over you. The nib of a quill scratching on parchment, coins clinking. The sharp snap of a closing padlock. The shrine awaits another offering, greasy gristle. Your eyes water at the smell of the hogs, grunting swine and buzzing flies. A cleaver falls onto a wooden block, blood, bone, meat. Royal crystal? A chill runs through your fingers as the stag sockets into the wall. Condescending laughter schemes in the snow. Pride, arrogance, hubris. Wolfing? Your mind sinks into the shadow of the presence of the wolf. Soft footfalls padding through dried leaves, hot breath, big eyes, sharp teeth. Okay, oh wow, yeah, look at that. That's quite the fire we got going on the wall. The collected souls vibrate with the incandescent intensity. They seem to melt into their recesses, boiling away into tiny pinpricks of starlight. Soon nothing remains of them except 12 smoldering scorch marks on the stone wall. Ah, well done. That's it. Our contract is fulfilled. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Hang on. What about your end of the deal? You said you would return my memories to me. Did I? Well, perhaps I misspoke. You never really had any to begin with, my dear. What are you talking about? I just don't remember them. I woke up and met me? Yes, that sounds about right for your very first memory. What? But you told me that I had brought this sleeping maiden to you, that I asked you to save her soul. Oh, what I meant to say is that she came to me. She asked me to save her own soul, but it is so very easy to get confused. You, her, really? What's the difference? Dawning realization creeps over you like ice water. Her life was cut short. Whether by the wolf's fangs or the hog's cleaver or under the weight of a dozen other wrongs, I do not know. But in desperation, she called out to me, so we struck a deal. I would save her soul in exchange for theirs. 1 for 12. But it's not like I could let her go and collect them herself. She needed to stay here, you see, as insurance. So what then? You created me? Is that it? To collect those souls on her behalf? Well, I should say that she created you. Snipped off a piece of herself. A piece of herself to do it. It was all worked out in the contract, of course. And now that contract is fulfilled, panned out nicely for everyone, I'd say. So if you, by which I mean she, ever need to go out, get out of another bind, don't hesitate to give me a shout. Ta-ta for now. The room fills with a flash of blinding light. You blink and the goat is gone, leaving only a goat-shaped hole in the world. Oh. Slowly, you turn to face the sleeping maiden. You feel sluggish and heavy. You take a strange step towards the gilded coffin. Your legs snap like dry twigs, and you crumple to the floor. The cauldron is the last to fall. It resounds with a hollow clang as it bounces off the ground. You slowly open your eyes and see the vaulted ceiling of the hall. You raise your hand to touch the clear crystal surface of the gilded casket. The glass lid slides open effortlessly, and you swing your legs to set up. The marble floor is smooth and cold under your bare feet. You stoop down to pick up the familiar metal cauldron. Slowly, memories come back at its touch. We were the witch all along. What a twist. Dang. And we didn't even get like any sort of like resolution or, well, I mean, resolution, yeah, but we didn't really get to know like what exactly had happened. But I mean, honestly, yeah, it could have been like the wolves, right? Because of all of the maidens missing and the posters. And she does look like one of the posters on the wall. So that makes sense. It all makes sense. Thank you for playing Wytchwood. You are welcome. I enjoyed this one a lot. I intend to do a review of it. I've already kind of gotten part of it written up, just like thoughts that I've had as playing it. I love these type of like story-like games, and I know like Chaos Reads and some of you have mentioned that you really like it whenever I do these as well. I'm getting better at reading out loud, and I appreciate your patience if I get like a bit, like if my speech gets too cluttered or whatever, like to where because I read really, really fast, but I can't speak as fast as I read. So I have a hard time and I stutter, I know, but I'm hoping that eventually like that will just be something that I can work through and leave behind me. And taking these opportunities to play like these story driven games, I know definitely helps out. So I'm always interested to hear y'all's feedback on what you would like to see done differently, or certain games that you want to see me do, certain genres or specific titles, as well as if you like how I do things in a certain way, like I don't know, just basically just, you know, I want to know what y'all want to see, you know, whether it be editing, you know, everything that I mentioned previously, stuff like that, so that way I can be sure to replicate that as many times as possible and give you guys some nice entertainment. I think we all can use some relaxation and entertainment with everything that's been going on for years now, right? Like, like this decade so far has zero chill, and yeah, like I don't know. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while we played Wytchwood. And until the next video, take care.